Jason,
Perry, how's it going?
good man. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on the podcast.
Bro, I appreciate you. Thanks for being a client. Thanks for being, our my only real passion in life. I have four passions, and I only do these four things. So, is I love my wife. I raise my kids. I love entrepreneurship, and I drive my cars. Right. There's really nothing else to my life. I only do those four things. And it's always been my experience that entrepreneurs enjoy spending time with me, and that's it, like nobody else. So
Yeah, right. Well,
every
everybody,
I don't
entrepreneurs are
know if it's
very
that they don't understand.
light-minded people. So,
Yeah, I don't know if
you
it's
know,
that they don't understand me or I don't understand them, but I
right.
do. I just my father. What did your dad do for a living?
So he was in sales. Yeah.
Okay,
So, yep.
so yeah,
So
and
I grew up in that environment, and yeah, I learned a lot from it.
yeah, my father was a small business owner, and it's just all I've cared about since I was in fourth grade. Leadership, entrepreneurship. In fact, I think that's the only reason I joined the Air Force was to try to, refine and hone in on my leadership skills in something other than sports. So, well, tell us about what you do, man.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm actually the president of a company called Route Optimization. We focus on local SEO as well as enterprise SEO, but the majority of our business is helping local businesses rank on Google, to ultimately achieve more leads. We really focus on the maps. That's a huge driver right now. And local service ads is something new that Google has rolled out that really are starting to drive a lot of leads as well. You'll see that Google screened up there. Typically, if you're looking for a real estate agent or you're looking for a contractor. And so those are really driving a lot of leads for those businesses.
I love that. So specifically concentrating in Google Maps, your primary client's going to be the people next door,
Yeah,
the small business next door, the
right.
realtors,
Mhm.
plumbers,
Yeah, plumbers,
the
home service based businesses, lawyers, attorneys, doctors. Um, yep.
and you do all of that for the most part in Google.
Yeah, exactly. So Google is a heavy driver. Bing is actually still heavily searched. Typically on desktop, 50% of
Really?
people are searching Bing because a lot of people have Microsoft computers and Bing is already set there. And most people don't ever go and change it or they don't know how to change it. But it
Right.
typically pulls up the same. Most people just have to go into Bing and it's Bing places and then they have to import their Google profile into Bing so that that'll be verified there. That's
And you
something I
you guys do that for your clients.
yeah, yeah. So that's a step one. We come and set the main citations up, and Bing is one of them.
So I'm a realtor, right?
Yep.
And I want your help. What's the process look like? Are you comfortable talking about a price point? Like,
Yeah.
how do I get my name out there? Because realtors are our primary clients, like we were just talking about, are small business owners. 0 to 20 employees. Exactly who you are, exactly who you're discussing. We have the exact same client base, and that client base has the same passions in life that you and I have.
Yeah. Sure. Great question. So, I'll say this. I've actually worked with realtors for about 17 years. That's really where I've heavily focused.
Okay,
So in my corporate career, I actually worked in the digital marketing space in real estate. So you're probably familiar with realtor.com and Zillow. So
sure.
I worked in that industry, and then branched out independently. So real estate really is our bread and butter. And so
Love it.
if a realtor does come to us, typically the main thing that we're going to do is find out what they're doing currently, and say, all right, how can we add to this? What are we doing right now on Google? How can we come in and increase that business profile awareness, and get you ranked higher? So we're going to see where they're currently at and see how much of a hole that we have to fill here, to get them ranked higher in the search engines. So those steps would involve coming in, seeing what they're currently doing on the profile, seeing if they have good reviews, seeing what we need to do to get more reviews, making sure that everything is optimized towards their territories, right? Because a lot of people don't set their Google business profiles up the right way. They just think that they need to get reviews and that's it. But there's so much more than that. As a matter of fact, if you really want to get into the data, reviews make up 17% of the factor that determines where these agents rank or where these individuals rank, right? So it's a small part. 83% is determined by a lot of other factors that Google has set in the algorithm. So we really focus on those through our work.
I think so. We don't touch Google.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at it. The first company I built through Google AdWords, and back then it was simple, right? This is my keyword. This is this. This is that. And like I feel like you need a PhD in astrophysics to be able to navigate anything in Google. So, bringing in someone like you who really understands how that system is easy to make your money back quickly, in my experience.
Yeah, I agree. And so we actually have a guy on our team that worked for Google for 7 years. So we
Nice.
have a lot of great intel in regards to how Google thinks. However, I don't think there's anybody out there that understands the full picture. So he was on the team for the maps, right? But then they have another team that's orchestrated for the SEO. So they're all very segmented. So nobody really knows the whole full picture. A lot of agencies will get in these masterminds and they'll come together with what they think is working best. And I think everybody tries to take that information and process it the best they can. But Google changes their algorithms, over 100 times a year, right? So
My my
there's
experience
constant
with
change.
algorithms is that they're absolute BS.
Yeah. So sometimes they are, sometimes there are major updates, right?
Yeah.
There's
So I think they go from crazy to like a game of boggle, and then just shake it up, and they go
yeah,
our new algorithm. Go
right,
figure it
exactly.
out. But
Yeah, fair. Yeah, that's true, right? It says, hey,
if you guys are able to, where I guess my point in that, is the layperson who is out busy trying to create leads, generate and sell houses and buy and sell houses. They don't have time to become an expert at that. They need a Jason.
true. Yeah, I agree with that. And for especially for an agent or a lot of these contractors, they're out in the field working every day. They don't have time to become a digital master. So ultimately, we come in, we take the reins on that, we funnel them leads, and everybody's happy. So,
That's badass, man. I love it. Have you read $100 Million Leads
oh
from
yeah,
O's book?
yep,
Yeah, that book. I mean, it's so everything he says in it is so obvious, right?
it is.
Basically, it's if you have a good product and you're good at what you do, right? You know how to lead, you know how to sell. Then your only problem is not having enough leads.
Right. It's true.
So just solve that problem.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was doing a coaching session with a friend of mine out of Tampa, and he was like, "Well, I'm doing everything right, but we're not growing." And I'm like, well, "But you're not selling. Like you're just doing, you're doing jabs all day. You're not doing any right hooks. There's no ask there, and then you're not getting any. You're not asking for the sale. You're not asking for the close,
Yeah.
right? So if you are doing that, if you're a realtor, you just need more leads. Anyways, I'm repeating myself, but
Yeah,
Jason,
it's true.
what's your website?
Yeah, so it's rootoptimization.com. So root and then optimization. So
ROOT.
yep, ROT, just like a tree root. So we named it that because we say that we focus on optimizing at the root level, getting to the root, right? So we don't want to be a surface level company. We want to get deep down in there and really make an impact, make a difference.
That's beautiful, man. Anything else you want to share? You have an Instagram page, Facebook page.
Yeah, so we actually don't have a Facebook, Instagram built up.
Cool.
Yeah, so we really
I'll handle that
have
side.
yeah, yeah. Well, so that's true. You have a great company in regards to that, and y'all are crushing it right now on the
Thank you.
social front. A lot of your content is incredible. That's really what wrote me in. Um, and you have an amazing team as well, by the way. Your wife is actually who I met with, who
Yes.
sold me, and so
She's the
she's
most
great.
amazing human on the planet, Jason.
She
Thank you for
is.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
We
she is.
don't, when people ask me what I do for a living, it makes my stomach turn to say I sell health insurance. That's not what I do.
Right.
We're a customer service agency. Right? We are a customer service agency. We monetize that by being the very best in the world at health insurance.
Yeah.
But I am. It makes my stomach turn to say that I'm a health insurance agent because that's just not who I am.
Yeah.
I'm a leader. I'm a father. I'm a business owner. I'm a mentor, but mostly I'm just a customer service guy who cares about his clients. One of the things I always say, Jason, is you know how to run a successful company in America.
How's that?
You do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it, and you do it with a smile, and you will have absolutely no competition in this country.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah,
And I mean, I can say that's the experience that I had when I was working with your wife and Samaria, all of them.
as
It's true authenticity, right? And authenticity sells. It's actually the highest vibrational frequency that you can measure. It's above love, right? And so
that's
I think
beautiful.
I think a lot of people miss that aspect whenever they're coming into sales, right? They're just coming in with this, hey, I'm going to put the knife to the throat. I'm going to go, go, go. But at the end of the day, people walk away with blurred vision. They don't really understand what just happened. And so authenticity is what sells, and authenticity is actually what keeps clients long term, right? Setting the right expectation, making sure everybody's on the same page, and being genuine so that moving forward, the experience is a good one, right? So,
Yeah, I mean, to me, what I try to teach my agents is, making money is the absolute least important thing. When
yeah,
in some worlds this isn't the case, but in the world that I live in, if you put the customer first, the customer's needs, the customer's budget, right? You put all of those things first. Behind that, you put the insurance companies and making sure that we don't do the wrong thing for them.
yep,
And you take your needs and your family and your bank account and you leave that stuff in the car before you come up. In this world, the good Lord, the universe, and the CEOs of the insurance companies will reward you handsomely for making you and your family last, so
yeah,
that you and your family can be first, if that makes any sense.
yeah. Well, I think what you do a good job of is you clarify. See, a lot of people in the corporate space, because I came from that world, right? They think that, hey, corporate space is the only place that I can really get good health insurance, right?
Right.
And so most people will stay in that field because they feel like that's the only way. If they leave, they're gonna have to go somewhere and get some type of crap insurance. It's not going to really be anything that's good. However, you really shifted that mode, and
Thank you.
that's what you've conveyed in your message to others. And then I think even for me, when I still met with you and the team, it was more like I was still unsure, and then that was clarified very clearly. And here I am, right? Still a client. So
Yeah.
most people are doubters, right? Going back to sales,
Should
um,
be.
yeah, like there's a philosophy out there in general. Everybody's a doubter, and in sales, our goal is to make them a believer, right? And we do that by providing information, proof, building trust through authenticity, and building long-term clients, right? So, yeah, it's important. So,
That's beautiful, Jason. Thank you.
thanks, Barry.
Anything else we can say about your amazing company, sir?
Yeah, I mean, if you like to reach out, feel free to email me. It's jason@rootoptimization.com. You can go to our site, rootoptimization.com, find out more information about our services. And we'd love to be able to help you, whether you have a local SEO company, you do e-commerce or enterprise. We can definitely add value to your business.
How so? But primarily local, correct? Is that, am I?
Yeah. So the majority is local. However, we do have e-com and enterprise clients that we are crushing it for. So,
Really?
yeah, yep. So we can,
So, like the healthy insurance dude,
yeah,
is
like the healthy insurance dude.
that's in your wheelhouse?
Yep. Yep. So it's a whole different approach than local because we aren't really going to hit the Google Maps. We're going to have to optimize on a national scale, right? So,
So
that's the difference.
let me ask you this. So one of the
Mhm.
reasons every time we go in, every time I've dabbled in Google, we come back out is, you know, when I'm marketing in Google, I'm directly competing with United, directly competing with
Yep.
Blue Cross Blue Shield, directly
Yep.
competing with the federal government, right? And the prices are just like you just get buried. And I'm like, man, I'll just be the number one guy on social media where I know how to make people entertained by my stupid necklace.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So that's a really good point that you bring up, right? And this is the same process in the real estate game too, right? Because Zillow, Realtor.com, they invest a ton of money. So all these other insurance company, if you try to go for that keyword, health insurance, that's a very competitive, high challenging keyword, right? So
Right.
there's a so that's actually called a short tail keyword. So long tail keyword would be something in the sense, I'm looking for affordable insurance, et cetera. So we have tools where we can come in and say, all right, what keywords actually are being searched out there, and what is the competitiveness to get those to rank on SEO. So health insurance is going to be extremely high, right? And we'll know that we don't even really want to go play on that field because we're going to end up on page 8 at best, and the best place to hide a dead body is on the second page of Google, right? Because nobody
Right.
ever is going to find it. So we're going to come find keywords that we can actually compete in, and we'll optimize for those by doing blog content, backlinks, things of that nature. So we find where we can play and compete, and then we go for those. In your instance, social is a huge um, platform that I think is worth tapping into. YouTube is going to be huge too, as well. That's a huge platform. That's an evergreen platform. I encourage everybody to get involved in that as well. But yeah,
Okay.
so we would actually find the areas to win. We can find what the search difficulty is for each keyword, and then see where we want to play. So that's how we address those.
Jason, thank you for your time, man.
Yeah, Perry. Thanks for having me.
Have a beautiful day, buddy.
You too, man. All right.